everybody. Welcome to our CakeFu Master Series. We are really excited today. We're going live, and we can actually see me and our guest Jessica today. And we have Jessica is here with us. She's a really very talented cake decorator. I kind of just happened across her website one day, and I was just blown away. She has this technique that she has come up with that I just thought, genius. It's genius. And so she's going to share a little bit of that with us today. She actually has recently, just even today, she has kicked off and launched a video with a fellow website, Craftsy.com. I'm sure that you guys have all heard of Craftsy, and they have a bunch of really great training videos and things like that. A lot of really great names out there that they have brought in, and Jessica is now among the ranks of some of those, and she is going to talk about her video a little bit, talk about a little bit of what's in the video. That's what she's going to share today, a little bit of what's in, or the kind of stuff that's in that video, so that you guys can get over there and get that video. We are also, for you guys, one lucky listener today is going to be winning a free Craftsy video about of Jessica's, and so that'll be exciting. So stick around to the end if you want to get that. Let's see. All right, we'll go ahead and we will get on with the training portion. We're going to talk a little bit about you, Jessica, and a little bit about where you're from, and if I can get my screen to move. There we go. All right, so I guess just let us go ahead. Tell us where you're from, how you got to do what you're doing. You have a different kind of background as far as your education goes. So you want to explain how you got to where you are?
I actually I went to college at Oregon State University, and I went into the program to do construction engineering. I have loved building since I was a kid. So that was kind of my passion, was to work on construction sites, and I love to coordinate and manage things, and so I thought that'd be kind of a perfect blend of my skills. And so I did 2 years in that program and really enjoyed it, but realized I didn't want to spend day in and day out on a construction site. That's just not where
I'm
willing to spend time. And after working, with several construction companies, I decided I wanted to go onto the design side, which I love also. And so I switched over. They have a commercial interior design program there, and so I switched over and graduated from there and kept my minor in construction engineering. So, and then I got a job designing dental offices right out of college, and I have stuck with that since. I have really enjoyed working in that niche and with that industry. It's a really small, wonderful industry, and I've really enjoyed working there. So yeah, my background's in interior design, not decorating. It kind of shows in my case. I'm not a decorator per se. Like, I don't pick out pillows and curtains and knickknacks. I like the real architectural side of building and design. So I love floor planning and space planning and the colors and materials of the architectural elements. So that's kind of, it perfectly lines up with kind of my cake designs. It's usually very geometric, more streamlined, more clean, more architectural, I guess.
I can definitely see that in your cakes. Yeah.
Like, I don't do lots of flowers and swags and more of the decorating stuff that is beautiful, that I love. It's just not really my gifting, I guess. It's not where I'm passionate about, I guess. So yeah, so that's how I started. And then I married my amazing husband, and I worked for about 6 years before we had kids, and then I decided I want to be a mommy. So stayed home. I'd never even considered cakes until my daughter was 4, and she started to get into wanting to have a cool birthday cake, for her party. And so I thought I could do that. And at that time, all the Food Network challenges were pretty popular, and I'd seen them, of course. And so I decided I would make a cake for her. And so I got online and looked up a recipe for marshmallow fondant, and decided I'd try making it. And I made my first little cake, and it was, looking back, it's horrible. But it was my first start, and you have to start somewhere. So
Exactly.
I had never really baked anything. I'm not a baker. So I bought a box of cake mix at the store and a jar of frosting at the store, and I used that for my cake, and it was all floppy and squishy and not at all what it is today. But it just shows you that you keep practicing, keep trying, keep learning, and things grow and change and become better. So, and that's been it. And I decided early on that I wouldn't have a business because I love my weekends with my husband. He works a lot during the week, so for me, that's our fun family time. So I decided that it wasn't going to turn into a business, which actually has been a huge blessing because I get to do the designs that I want to do, and I get to make cakes when it's convenient for our family, and then I get I'm totally free to share all the things I'm learning because I'm not competing for business. I can just be totally open with, hey, this works for me, you guys should try it, because there's nothing to lose, and I love to help people. So that's kind of how I started.
That's great. Everybody has, the way that they do things, and I think that, having a business is for some people, not
Yeah,
for some.
I mean, if
So,
I didn't have, the kids and all the husband that worked so long hours, and I also have my design business. So for me, I didn't need another avenue to make money, as a stay-at-home mom. So I still continue doing some design work on the side, and so that kind of subsidizes that income that maybe I would be using the cakes for if I didn't have that design, company. So it works out great. I'm happy.
great. Perfect. Perfect. And so your craftsy video that you've released, that just today it's come out, you want to tell a little bit about that?
Sure. So the craftsy video is so full of so much information. It's hard to kind of tell you all about it. I'm so excited about it. I feel like it's a perfect blend of everything I have on my blog and what I've blogged about for the last couple of years. Everything good that I found in the world is in that video. Everything
Yay.
worked for me. I'm just so open with sharing all of those tips and tricks and secrets. So from making fondant, I only usually use homemade fondant just because this is a ministry for me and I don't make money on my cakes. So for me, saving that money and trying to help my husband out is always good.
Uh-huh.
So I do the marshmallow fondant and modeling chocolate, and then I show two different ways of getting really sharp corners and smooth sides on your cake before you cover it in fondant. And then I cover a square cake and a round cake in fondant. And then I show you how to get really sharp edges on your fondant so it looks like all those amazing Australian cake makers that
Uh-huh.
are phenomenal at that. But it's way less time consuming to do. As a mom, I've really tried to find tips and tricks and things that really save me time in the kitchen because I just don't have the time anymore with the 3 kiddos. So that's been my goal, is how can I do this more efficiently, how can I do it faster, and how can I do it better. So that's kind of where most of these tips and tricks have come from. So
Yeah, it's all about saving time, right?
for me it is.
I get the kids thing.
Yeah, you get the kids thing. You got twice as many kids as I do, so
Well, anything over one,
yeah.
I mean, even one is a lot of work, Any kids at all.
Yeah, it's fun. I love it, but it's the season's very busy, and so we do
Yeah.
what we can to make it a little easier, I guess. So.
Yep.
And then after I cover the cakes in fondant, I showcase that wax paper transfer technique that I came up with, and there's 3 different ways you can use that technique, and there's actually probably more ways than that, but there's 3 kind of general ways that you can use it to create pretty much any design you can think about and get it on your cake really, really easily and really cleanly. So I spend the rest of the class basically going through how to do that and then making my signature flower and my bow. So
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, and that transfer that you do, that's basically what we're talking about today, because that's how I found you, was through that. And when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, why hasn't someone thought about this before? It's so, it's perfect. Why?
Yeah.
So, and if someone did happen to think of it before you, they weren't sharing. So,
Right. Yeah, it was totally the Lord. I am so thankful that for my friend Summer, first of all, who gave me that design on that original cake, that gave me this complicated design. I mean, if it wasn't for that, I don't know if I would have came up with it right away. I'm sure eventually I would have because I love graphics, and trying to get graphics on a cake is always really difficult. But that was kind of what started this whole process. Was I really wanted to try to figure out how to build a design on your work surface, which is way easier than trying to build it on a vertical surface. So that's kind of how it all came about.